Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, we've got another Molect knife to check out. Now this guy is the Old Fashioned. Now, I like the name, but there's not a whole lot old fashioned about this knife because it is pretty modern. But hey, it's the Old Fashioned. Now this is a design collaboration with UntilTheEdge. UTE. We've seen a couple of UTE knives on the channel before. But what does this version of the Old Fashioned give us? Well, we've got this really nice denim micarta with the white G10 sort of bolster look there. Now, this has definitely got that worn look that I really kind of like. But, I did that video here last week about how you could freshen that up if you want to with a little mineral oil. So go check that out if you want to as well. But yeah, it's got the worn look. We've got this is sort of worn, but not as worn as this. But everything, chamfered off pretty nicely. It's a little squared down in this area, but it's micarta, so it's fairly solid. So, I'd kind of like to see that rounded off just a little bit. No, it's not sharp or anything like that, but it's pretty 90-degree-ish. So just a quick touch up on that, I think would kind of soften it up a little bit and just, make it a little bit more appealing. You've got that white G10 back spacer as well. You do have a lanyard space there. Now, this clip is right hand, tip up carry only. You could kind of swap it around, but then it would be going the wrong direction. So, yeah, pretty much right hand. Front flipper, as you can see. Now, G10 and everything is treated up pretty darn well. Centering, on point. Yep, pretty well centered up. And then it looks like we've got I like the brass liner look. And maybe that's where they're getting the Old Fashioned from, but I really like that look. Just kind of, it looks a little different, on a more modern knife, but I like it. So, front flipper only. It does flip pretty well. You guys know I'm not crazy about front flipper only. Gotta admit, it flips pretty easily. It's got a decent drop to it. Feels like the detent is pretty on point. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Flips out there. Now, you've got this Bowie-style blade, which looks like it does have a slight bit of recurve to it. Nice looking blade. Nice swedge. You do have that choil that kind of goes up. I call it a choil, but it's pretty much just the heel of the blade. It does allow you to get up on that blade very nicely and take advantage of the jimping and that ramp that's there. Back in my normal grip, it does too. My thumb pretty much drops right in there. I'm a little shy of the end of the ramp, but not bad. 14C28N on that blade steel, satin finish, flat ground. Oh, I still got a little schmuck on there from when I was cutting. Anyway, there we go. Looks better. But overall, now this handle is really interesting. I'll get into the ergonomics at the end, but it's a little different for me. It's an interesting, you sort of got a finger groove there, and then it kind of comes up to a point. You kind of have a point here and a point here, and then it smooths back out. So ergos, okay, but not, they don't really jump out at me as being, because I do kind of like that curved handle. You guys know I like that, but it's just the shape of the handle that I've got a little bit of, issue with, I guess. So obviously it's a much larger knife than the Bug Out. PM2, it's actually still a little bit bigger than the PM2. Handles are pretty close. Blades are right in there. Yeah, a little bit. Got it by a little bit. But your overall specs. So we'll get it back there. You're looking at about 8 1/4 overall, pushing 4 3/4 on the handle. I am going to give the blade, that's a little over 3 1/2, with the cutting edge coming in about 3 3/8. So maybe 3 5/8 on the overall length, and then 3 3/8 on your overall cutting edge. And then your grip length, like I said, if I just naturally grip it, I'm right about there. So that's pretty much the full length of the handle, a little over 4 inches. I mean, like I said, you can move up, and you're looking at about 4 1/4, maybe a little more. As my hand naturally wants to grip it, I do have a little bit left over. Now when I go up and when I go forward, this point kind of gets me on this finger, so I'm a little bit, it's okay. It's not the best. Not the best. And I do have plenty left over from there. So let's get a weight on it. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, 5 ounces. That's pretty legit, 141. Now let's look inside, because we do have a bit of weight reduction going on. You can see there's some weight reduction cut out of those liners. Yeah, there's some back along the back side of the liner side, and then you've got a little bit on the show side as well. So let's take a look, see how it looks in the pocket. Now it's definitely not going to be deep carry. That milled clip, as you can see, you've got about your 1/2 inch sticking out there. Does have good retention. You got a nice pop coming off that seam. So overall, like I said, I had a little nitpick with the micarta here. I think just a little bit of touch on those would smooth them out just a little bit. This side even seems, yeah, they're about the same. I was going to say this side seems, but with that denim and that roughness of the denim, you can definitely kind of feel it there. So other than that, the overall fit and finish is really good. Action, shake shut. Like I said, the detent is pretty good. For the front flipper, I think it's pretty well, you know, just, I'm not crazy about front flipper only, but yet again, it does flip very easily. No issue whatsoever. It's just a preference thing for me. Yeah, there's really no decent spot for thumb studs or anything like that. So it's pretty much front flipper only. There's not really a whole lot you can do with it. And then, of course, like I said, ergos. It's okay. Definitely not the best. There's no real hot spots. Just with the size of my hand and how my hand lands, no matter where I try to grip it. And I go a little bit further back and I'm okay, but I'm too far back then. My control is not where I would like it. So as far as for me, ergos, maybe if I had a little bit larger hand, it would come down better. But ergos for me just really aren't on point for me on this one. Now, it's normally $88 at the time I am recording this. Seems like I have to say that now. At the time I am recording this, it's marked down to $76. You know, Black Friday's coming up. Who knows? It might be less than that. Yeah, by the time you see this, it could be. You never know. So, currently $76, marked down from $88. I don't think that's Black Friday type sale, but because it's pretty much what it was when I got it. Oh, back when I got it. So, but yeah, you know, overall, not bad. I've heard, you know, some positive, and I've heard some not so positive about it. And for me, it's it's nice knife. For the most part, well done. Just for me, it doesn't really fit my hand size. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. But huge shout out to Molect for sending this one out. Really, really do appreciate it. And of course, I appreciate you guys stopping by to check it out with me. Hope you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. And in case I don't see you before then, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.